Hey everybody, it's Melanie Knight. Welcome back to the channel. I am wanting to run an experiment by you. I really like the 10-part series style, and so I'm hoping to do more 10-part series in the future, but I need your input on which ones you think are most interesting. So my plan to do this is to do the first video of each of the 10-part series and see which one seems to ring true and most interesting for you all. I know that I have some really excited students who are watching the videos. Thank you so much for watching. Parents as well, thank you for encouraging your kids to keep up their dreams of becoming a marine biologist. So part of the videos are about that. Also, some of them are just about like awesome weird animals and cool things to think about when you're becoming a scuba diver, when you're becoming a marine biologist, cool jobs, all of these interesting videos. So for example, today's first video is all about the top 10 biologists that I think you should be following. So with that in mind, let's dive in. So for anyone that knows me, this is an obvious first choice, but the first biologist I think everyone should know is Dr. Sylvia Earle. Dr. Sylvia Earle is an 83-year-old marine biologist and oceanographer. And guys, I like to think of her as the female Jacques Cousteau. She is an author of multiple books. She is the National Geographic Explorer in Residence. She has made enormous leaps and bounds in the field of marine biology for women, for everyone, and is still to this day advocating and speaking about the importance of ocean conservation and doing so through her organization called missionblue. She might be best known for her TED Talk, which is incredible. Okay, of all the TED Talks in the world, Sylvia's is the coolest. Okay, she gets up there in her beautiful blue suit, and she's always wearing blue, by the way. It's like her signature color, which I love that she has like a signature brand. And she speaks about ultimately how she wants everyone to do everything in their power to help the oceans. And that is using the platforms that you have, like this one maybe. It's using your voice, it's voting with a purpose in order to help the oceans. Sylvia has this beautiful quote that she says in her talk, which is, "No water, no life. No blue, no green," which means that we can't have a healthy planet without a healthy ocean. She also has this beautiful quote that says, "With every drop of water you drink, every breath you take, you are connected to the sea, no matter where on earth you live," which is a great message for people who feel like they are in landlocked places and don't necessarily have a connection to the ocean. And I know that there's some of you who are watching who are in the middle of the continent, somewhere in Ontario or somewhere in the mid-US, and asking, like, how can I become a marine biologist? You know, I'm sure you're already connected to this purpose, and yet, you know, you're so far away from the ocean, but the impacts and the things that you do, every breath you take is connected to the ocean. So even if you feel like you aren't on the coastline, you still have a really important part to play. So one of my favorite quotes by Sylvia is what she said in her TED Talk, which I then used in my TEDx talk, which if you haven't seen, link below, please watch. And what she said is, "Knowing is the key to caring, and with caring there's hope." That quote has been a big part of how I've driven aspects of my work, because I want people to connect to the ocean. I want them to get curious about it, and then I want them to care, and then from there there's conservation. So that was actually one of my messages in my TED Talk, was ultimately trying to get people up that step ladder towards conservation. With that TED Talk, Sylvia won the TED Prize, which is $1 million gift for her to do anything with that would support her and her personal mission. So she started missionblue, which is an amazing nonprofit group. The goal is to protect 30% of the oceans by 2030. And she does this by designating certain areas as hope spots. So people nominate their own specific areas and say, you know, this part of my world or this part of my region is incredibly diverse. It has a lot of unique animals to that particular environment, and so I want to protect it. So they ask Sylvia to designate it as a hope spot. She is incredibly influential in the most delicate and strategic way. She's remarkable, and she has been able to set aside, designate really important key areas of the world, some of them massive areas, in order to protect them from increased fishing pressure, from added tourism, or in some cases, oil and gas development. So it's been very cool. The reason why Sylvia was so powerful for women is because she was one of the first female marine biologists that kind of became famous. So she was selected for this all-female aquanauts team. Went down and lived in this underwater habitat for many days. And they did their research while living underwater, living in this really cool place called the Tactile Habitat, which is in the Virgin Islands, and was able to do incredible research down there. She was heavily photographed. She kind of got her launch as a public figure from that trip. It was really got women looking at oceanography as like, maybe I can do that. The reason why she's so meaningful to me is because she really was the first female that I saw anywhere doing something like this. You know, that was a public marine biologist as a woman. I was like, sweet, like now I have somebody to look up to. And she really was a huge influence on my career path and development, and just knowing that there was women out there doing this kind of stuff. I really respect her deepness. So people also call Sylvia her deepness as a way of indicating that she kind of is royalty for the oceans, and I love that about her. I love that she wears blue and is her deepness. I would highly recommend that you watch her TED Talk and also catch the documentary all about her called Mission Blue on Netflix. It is fantastic and gives you a huge opening insight into her life and into the work that she's done to help protect the oceans. Go onto our website, Mission Blue, to potentially donate or contribute. So this would be the first of the 10-part series around cool biologists to look out for and follow. I have like 9 other amazing scientists that I would highly recommend. And so if this is an interesting series for you, then great. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love your feedback on if this is of interest for you. Thanks everybody for watching. Please subscribe and like and comment. I'd love to hear your feedback again. All of this is for you guys, so I won't make them if they're not of interest, or if there's something that is more of interest, please let me know. All right, thanks everybody. Have a happy ocean day. I need to work on my sign off. Biology day. Have a beautiful biological day. That sounds gross, maybe. Signing off. Thanks everybody.